Hey Malik, you're back here, but now it's with Mike Zimmer. First practice under your belt with Zimmer. Can you tell us about how things went and as far as installing his playbook?
Oh yeah, it was good first day. Obviously it's going to be cranks and wrinkles. First day back, guys still getting some of the rust knocked off. The team getting back together. High emotions. Obviously, guys excited. So it was a good first day. But like any other day, we got to get back in there. We lost 2 minutes today, sad to say, but we got to get back in there. And, it's just about competing at this point. Because at the end of the day, we all know what the goal is, which is the Super Bowl, and we're working towards that and trying to build brick by brick every day.
What is different in the scheme with him in comparison to DQ?
I wouldn't say necessarily anything's different. I'll say it's just more demanding of guys, being intentional with their job and, in their description, whatever it be. Like for me as a safety, if that means, I'm more so on the run fit or I'm covering more, that's just more demanding of it. So I say it's just more demanding in defense for all of us as a defense overall.
Until Trevon comes back from the pup list, which could be any day now,
yeah.
What are you looking to see from some of the young cornerbacks like Eric Scott, Kevin Carson, the rookie?
I'm just looking to see them compete. At the end of the day, we don't look at them young guys as rookies, because at the end of the day, it's football. Anything can happen, So we look at those guys as if, tomorrow they might be, the starting corners out there for us. So we don't look at nobody as a backup or nothing like that around here. Once you're in there with the first group, you're competing as, the starter. And that's just how we look at those guys. And they've done a good job from so far as doing that. They come to work, they handle themselves as professionals. Obviously, we got a good vet group, not too old of a group in there, but we got good guys that know how to be professionals in there. And we just picked up Gary Conley, too, who, he'd been in the league for a couple years, and, he's a first-round draft pick. So looking forward to him, mentoring some of them guys and helping bring them along as well.
You had an exchange of words with Mr. Parsons. Have you guys made up?
Man, it wasn't even an exchange of words, man. Me and Mike, right after the interview came out, we talked about it. We spoke on it, and we, like I said, that's like my little brother. So it wasn't no hard feelings or whatever the case may have been, and we left it at that.
How competitive? Go ahead. Were you surprised at how the fans responded to it, even members of the media, because now they're thinking there's something going on in the locker room?
That's kind of 50-50 because, I know how I've been in the league long enough to know how it works. At this point, it's the off season. There's nothing really to talk about. It's clickbait. So I wasn't surprised, but, I was also surprised in the sense of, people that, been around me and know me genuinely know that I'm not a guy that says anything to harm or, affect anybody because I'm a team first guy. So, it is what it is. They took it as what it is. And, like I said, me and Mike is not worried about it. We got the same goal, and we're out here competing and trying to make the defense better in whatever way we can.
How competitive are you in the secondary? How competitive are you guys among each other?
Oh, absolutely. We do stuff off the field that, we really can't say that, we go into practice to kind of, make it more competitive within each other. And, like I said, we got a group full of ball hawks, so we're always willing to go out there and say, who's going to get the most interceptions today? Who's going to be the one to make the most plays, or who's going to make the play in 2 minutes? Like, that's just the guys we are. So I feel like that's what makes us so special because we have a great group of guys that's willing to come in, not only compete against the offense, but compete within ourselves to try to make ourselves better, too.
Coach, circling back to Gary obviously two different circumstances as far as when you were coming back off of your injury and him trying to reestablish himself coming back into the league. What kind of conversations have you had as a fellow former first-round pick trying to get back to putting a big name in the NFL?
Well, honestly, we've been talking well before because, in the offseason when he was kind of, still fighting back from an injury, believe it or not, like when he first came to Texas, he was a guy he was staying with me, so that's my brother. Like we went to school together, we've been together since I first went to Ohio State. So we've been talking well before that. But, like I told him, like, I'm a firm believer in my faith. I believe God makes no mistakes. And, the injury happened, but, that wasn't his story. He has more to his story. He went to the UFL. He made plays there, and now he's back here in the NFL ready to make his mark again, and I believe he's going to make his mark. That's just the type of guy he is.
Yeah, you guys got a bunch of UFL players that have turned into success stories. Do you kind of convey that to Gary on, just like, hey, like, it's been done before, now you can kind of turn it around too?
Nah, honestly, like, we never even had a conversation about him being in the UFL because I know the type of guy he is, and, I know that any adversity that he goes against, he always overcomes it. Obstacles, everything. Obviously you heard the story when he was trying to get drafted and, the whole case behind that, and he overcame that. So he's just one of those guys that, he's willing to keep fighting whether his back's against the wall or not. And 99% of the time that I've seen and I've known him, he's overcome it. So I'm not really worried about him coming back and, doing anything like that. Like I said, I'm just happy to see that he's happy. He's back out here working, and then, luckily he happened to come to the team that I'm on. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what he does at camp. And like I said, I hope that he ends up being on the 53 for us because I know that he's able to help us a lot.
And coaches are on expiring contracts. As players, do you guys feel that urgency, knowing that, like, hey, for them it's kind of a make or break year?
Honestly, I mean, me personally, I don't really look at that type of stuff. You know, like I said, I'm one of those guys that I just kind of come in, I go about my work. You know, whatever's on my schedule for that day, you know, I go and I focus on that. And I like kind of just keeping my feet where I'm at. You know, I don't like trying to think too far ahead or, you know, even right now, like we're on lunch right now and I'm not finna think about the meet. You know, I'm about to enjoy my lunch break, you know, rest up, you know, watch a little film and get ready for, you know, whatever's next on the schedule.
We got one more before lunch.
Keeping the coaches, but speaking on present tense, Al Harris got the promotion to assistant head coach, but still doing his duties with the secondary. Can you talk about just how important he's been and how deserving he is of that promotion?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's the guy that, you know, I mean, I could probably speak on the whole DB room. Like, you know, he's a mentor, you know, to a lot of us. He's a father figure because he not only coaches us on the field, but he gives us a lot of life lessons outside of the football business, too. So he's a big part of guys, you know, coming in and mentally being sharp, you know, whether it be the off-field issues or, you know, dealing with personal stuff at home. Like, he's one of those guys that you can go in there, you can talk to him about it because he's done what we've done for years, and he was great at it. So there's not nothing that he ain't been through that a guy can't go in there and talk to him about. And, you know, like me personally, I talked to him this offseason about some of the stuff I was going through. Not nothing negative, obviously, but, you know, I got married and he's been married and, you know, how to deal with, you know, balancing marriage and, you know, going through the first phases of that and as well as, you know, being away from the family. And, you know, we're at training camp right now. So, you know, he's done a good job, you know, kind of leading guys that way. And then, like I said, he's a realist. You know, you go in there and you ask him about, you know, whatever the case may be, like, am I on the starting depth chart or whatever the case may be. You might not like the answer, but he's going to tell you like it is. And that's all, you know, players can ask for, you know, just being real. And, you know, whenever you are being real, it makes it that much easier if you go out there and want to compete for the coach. So I love Coach Al, man. I'm like I said, everybody in the group do. So, yeah, like I said, we got high praise for him, man. I'm glad he's back. Obviously, I'm happy for, you know, his promotion and him being assistant coach. And like I said, I'm looking forward to, you know, him stepping up too as far as helping us, you know, take our game to the next level. Because honestly, he's been a big reason why, you know, guys had the success we've had in this system and being here.
Congrats on the wedding.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys.